possibility of a Browne's Addition historic district brought the promise of preservation and help with property taxes. But there's also a catch.
Yeah, should the city council sign off on creating the new historic district, some homeowners will be asked to pay close attention to 90 pages of design standards in order to preserve its old feel. Taylor Graham is live in studio to go through those guidelines today.
Well, those standards focus on exterior walls, roof, porches, entrances, and windows. And some believe they're exactly what the neighborhood needs to protect its old-fashioned feel found in buildings like this one. But others think it's just too much.
Such a vibrant neighborhood.
We call it a sense of place.
And a majority of homeowners here believe a historic district is exactly what Browne's Addition needs to protect that sense of place.
The area is already a National Register district and has been listed since 1976, but what people don't really realize is that that doesn't mean that there's any protection of those properties particularly.
Those protections have come in the form of incentives for improvements, plus an extensive guide with design standards for any renovations or additions to these blocks.
Everything in that book is not, or not book, but that pamphlet is not saying you have to do this or you must do that.
Historic Preservation Officer Megan Duvall says it's more of an educational tool created in part by some of the men and women who live here.
All the newer properties, people that should have a say as to how their neighborhood looks, weren't given a voice.
Realtor and resident Bob Cook says, though, some were left out of the conversation. Those newer properties aren't included in the district's overlay, so they weren't able to vote.
Not everybody wants to live in Dolly Parton theme park, you know, where everything's going to be a Queen Anne or a Victorian. A varying architecture is what makes a neighborhood interesting.
Cook believes a historic district would threaten his ideal sense of place. But Duvall says those modern buildings would still have a place in Browne's, just on the outskirts of the historic district.
And you'll see new buildings mixed with old, and that's fine. And the intent is not to stop development in Browne's Addition. That will continue to happen. But now we'll have a little bit more control over what the new buildings look like.
Now, if the City Council signs off on the creation of this district at its meeting tonight, then the ordinance will head to Mayor Condon's desk, and he'll have 30 days to make the decision, which will mark the end of a 3.5-year process. In studio tonight, Taylor Graham, 4 News Now.